This is my second demo for my capstone project for my VR experience, tentatively called Sonidify XR, the gramophone. I'm gonna go in and kind of show everybody a little bit of one of the mechanics, which is how to interact with the gramophone, which is like a vintage music playing device from about 100 years ago. So the user, again, this is not the final product. This is just, just like a rough prototype. I have to show it to my class for feedback. So ignore that floating thing. I'm gonna get closer just so you guys can see it. But it's a vintage television. It's supposed to be on top of something. So yeah, ignore it. So we go back to where the player will perhaps start, and they are greeted, by probably a narrator, some AI voice that says welcome to the whatever experience, and then in just like a real gramophone, which I'm currently studying very thoroughly with all the micro interactions, you need to take some steps before you can play music. Again, this is a pretty good prefab. I have to fix this part, but like this is not part of the prefab. I have to bring the horn from another one. Let's see. Whoa, okay, good. The colliding works. So as I was saying before, the gramophone, how it works is normally you first need to kind of grab a record, right? Whatever you want to listen to. In this case, it's the only one we have. We're gonna place it in the middle of the turntable. Hopefully it snaps. There you go. It should snap nicely. Before we start playing, let's see if we can play it. So ideally this is gonna rotate because right now it's buggy, it's not working, but it's supposed to be rotating. But again, there's no music because what really makes the sound is the needle that translates the vibrations through the horn, and that's what produces music. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the needle ever so slightly into on top of the record. You see that's like an indicator that it's bad. So okay, there you go. We're ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and start playing music, right? So just imagine that this is a rotating a gesture interaction, which I'm gonna fix, but for now this is where I'm at. And like just imagine this type of motion, which is how a real gramophone would work, and now you can hear the music playing. Oh, what happened? Oh, so we're teleported back to the really in the past. I don't know, about 100 years in the past. And I guess this is kind of how I want the players to be teleporting through each scene. I don't want them to press like buttons to go like click next, and I want to try to stay away from that. I know I could do that very easily, but part of the core of my experience is all the micro interactions, right? So you stop rotating the hand crank, then obviously the music will stop. Similarly, like if you move the needle, that will be rotating, but there's no music because again this is a mechanical device, right? There's no electricity involved. So I do that very nicely, and I just put a really nice 1920s song, and this is like a rough prototype of my idea. Of course I'm gonna have different scenes, like this is just one prefab I found, but ideally, yeah, I'll have people interacting with the gramophone, as you saw, like these micro interactions. I'm gonna have more vinyl records so they can play with. I'm gonna have them go inside it so they can see how all the gears and all the mechanics work to make the sound, to make things that rotate and also explain to people how this works, like on the inside. And that's basically where I am. This is gonna be part of a series. This is chapter 1, of course, the gramophone, but ideally after this I plan to take this further and move toward the next innovation in music consumption, music technology, which was of course like the 8-track radio, but I'm gonna skip that one. I'm gonna go straight into cassette players, because the message I'm trying to bring is really bring new people to appreciate the past and previous music technology. Right now we have music streaming, which is really ubiquitous and really easy to access, but like in order to get to where we are now, we have to have started somewhere, right? So this is where we started, and everything evolved through the decades until we got to music streaming. But so this is part 1, Sonidify XR gramophone. If I have time, I'm gonna work on Sonidify XR, cassette player, and so on and so forth, and the CD player, MP3 players, etc. That's it for now.